Bonjour les amis, Bohdan here, and the next one in SEO related questions is what to do if my agency didn't work well for me. First of all, let's discuss how agencies work. So normally they would start from doing SEO audits, finding your keywords, making a comparative research, then coming up with tag analysis of your website, and create a list of recommendations that would pull over to your internal SEO team for you to implement. Later on, they will come up with a new fresh audit and say what has improved and so on. So normally they would also create kind of Google Analytics research template for you to monthly track, and month over month they come up with fresh bunch of recommendations and so on. So the starting point is SEO audit, which is made normally of three, four kinds of SEO audit in one, or you can order separately. First is the technical SEO audit, then it's semantic or content SEO audit, and finally strategic or competitor SEO audit, whatever. So the problem with this approach is very, very templated. It doesn't allow go this or that way, and finally it's really built for bigger companies or the companies that are ready for it. So let's then find what actually SEO companies are selling. SEO companies normally are selling best practices that they would gather across the industries. So for example, they work in the e-commerce industry with the biggest ones, and then you come over and they sell the insights from the biggest one to you. This is how they can neatly create playbooks, and what they do is just change names and so on and so on. When this particular method or sales pattern may fail. It may fail in three cases. If you belong to one of these cases, most probably you will not really get well with the agency recommendation. First is that you're fairly new. They cannot actually produce much of the recommendations on you. Second is that you don't have a big ability to implement or big team to implement it themselves. And finally, you are on a plateau or nothing they can change much into your favor, but still you're not really moving fast. Let's consider the sins and how to probably cure them. First is you're fairly new, you don't actually have much keywords, so they create this kind of audit recommendation whatsoever, but they cannot really bring you some novelty here. This is because you are probably one in a very specific niche, or you are creating the niche or quite a category of your own. So they cannot really create, bigger input here. The keyword research would look generic. The recommendations would look poor to you. So what they can actually try to sell to you will be less valuable than what you actually already know before. So in this case, you will actually see the agency is not living up to your expectation because they simply go and selling the old used stuff to new bunch of clients. The same old playbook. So simply saying, if you are one of these industries, this method is not for you. So what can be helpful here, that you hire a SEO consultant, for example me or any other guy you want, and this guy will be trying to understand your particular category or nothing category, as they must, without these patterns, playbooks, and so on. This was the first case. The second case is that you don't have much capacities internally. So they produce things that you cannot implement. Either because you don't have much developers, or developers are not free, or SEO team consists of one person or no person at all. So these methods not for you, simply because you need someone to come and fulfill, not just recommend. In this case, you probably go for smaller SEO agencies or try to develop a good rapport or try to find this solution, how the agency may work internally with your team, like to create a unified experience, unified team. Maybe for the beginning, this external agency or consultant will be part of your internal team, at least for several months, for the gear to turn on. And the third case is that you were on a plateau, nothing specific, nothing bad. no tech audit, no content audit shows big problems, but still, you're not moving. So in this case, agencies normally would not live on their capitalized knowledge from the industry. They have not much to share with you. So in this case, gain from this cooperation will be not significant. In this case, you need breakthrough ideas. So what I suggest here is probably doing some, I call it your e-commerce SEO therapy, trying to rethink your SEO strategy, trying to understand how it's been implemented, how the internal alignment around strategy occurs. So these are something different from preset list of things that SEO agencies do. Thank you for watching. If you have questions or maybe you want to consult with me on a particular issue, please send them over. Thanks. Bye.